Another case of whooping cough confirmed at a Green Bay middle school today. The state has confirmed more than 625 cases of pertussis or whooping cough since the year began. That compares to only 51 cases in 2023. And tonight's Health Alert, Drew Best, tells us more about this increase in cases.
Wisconsin health officials have confirmed more than 12 times the amount of whooping cough cases compared to last year, stretching across 2/3 of all Wisconsin counties. Dr. Stephanie Schauer with the Wisconsin Division of Public Health says high amounts of pertussis cases come in waves every couple of years, and isolation from the pandemic could be part of the reason why Wisconsin is, quote, overdue.
I think until we have vaccines that have longer lasting, more durable protection, we'll continue to see this. It is something that's being worked on, but right now, with the pertussis component of the vaccine that we have, it does have this a bit of an Achilles heel.
The Green Bay School District informed the public Thursday morning of confirmed cases of whooping cough here at Edison Middle School. The parents I spoke to say they hope cases do not continue to spread throughout the school so children are not pulled away from their studies.
It'd be a big disappointment for everyone that has to come here, try to get work done and do all that stuff, but then end up having to go home and miss out or have to figure out a different way to actually learn anything.
The school district confirmed another case of whooping cough at Edison Middle School in the beginning of August. Dr. Schauer says an infected person can be contagious for several weeks without treatment.
You're infectious for about a week before you start coughing to 21 days after you start coughing, unless you get antibiotics.
If you think your child has been exposed or is experiencing symptoms, Dr. Schauer says evaluation by a health provider is key. 5 days of antibiotics for both the child and their family can reduce the infection and help children return to school sooner. Reporting in Green Bay, Drew Best, Action 2 News.